Hi guys, Sandy from So Easy by Sandy here, and can I just tell you, we are going into mug rug territory today. And can I just say that mug rugs are the fundamental beginner project for quilters, because it's a small, quick project you can make at any time, but at the same time, it's awesome practice when you're just starting out. So there's patchwork on the top, a quilt sandwich to quilt, and binding at the end. And it's also a great gift because mug rugs are cute and useful. Everyone needs a mug rug, right? So you may as well make it nice and colorful. And if you've done it yourself, I guarantee you will smile every time you look at it. Now yes, we could make a simple square mug rug today, but I thought I would make it a little bit more interesting, so we are making a hexagon mug rug. Because I love hexies and figured it was time I told you all about it. There are a lot of ways to make hexagons. You can just print out a mold and cut them straight out of the fabric and sew them together. I'm not a hexie prude, okay? You know me, I am all about quick gratification and making projects that fit your schedule and your pace and not the other way around. So, if you love hexies like I do and just want to do something with hexagons on it and don't have a lot of time or just prefer simple projects, that's what you do and that's fine. But if you enjoy the process like I do, English paper piecing is the way to go. And that's when you take a paper hexie like so and essentially wrap fabric around it, to take the hexie shape, like this. It's kind of a big one, but you get the picture. Just fold it over, like so. And then you sew by hand or by sewing machine these hexies together and eventually get something like this. But even in this process, I am all about simplicity, so I'm not very fussy about cutting the fabric. Some prefer to cut bigger hexies to have really clean seams. I just use squares and then cut the excess off after I have sewed them on. It just saves a lot of time in my opinion. Also, you can sew the fabric around the paper or just use, a basting pan that has temporary glue on it, which is, of course, much quicker, except you need to have the pan, so, either way it works fine. Let's see, what more can I tell you about hexies? You can either use like a random part of the fabric, which is usually my choice, or you can do a little bit of fussy cutting where you pick specific parts of the fabric designed to fit you on the hexies. This looks cuter, yes, but you use a lot more fabric. And for me, unless there's a specific reason to do it, I just don't, because I love all parts of my fabric, I guess. Now, for the design for this project, you can just make 7 hexagons and make a little flower, which is very cute and quick to make. Binding will be a bit more tricky though. But I am actually going to make a hexagon, which means I am adding more hexies and then I'll just trim the edges off and make my perfect shape. So let's do this. Okay, our top is ready to go. Now all we need is a bottom fabric and some batting in the middle. And I'm using cotton batting that I have left over from the crosscut quilt I made last week. And if you haven't watched that series, I strongly suggest you watch it after this one. I think you'll like it. Now all we need to do is cut the bottom fabric larger than the top and the batting for the binding. And then we just baste and quilt our sandwich like so. Looks great already, doesn't it? Now, if you pick a nice colorful bottom fabric, you can make a self-binding version, which I will be making. meaning we will use the bottom fabric for the binding instead of having to add a binding strip to finish off the project. Now this is the fabric I picked, and here we go. For this last step, you can either sew it by hand or use the sewing machine. Or both, first you sew it by hand and then do a little stitch in the ditch just so that there will be a seam on the back to make it look, a little bit more finished. And there you have it, all finished and looking oh so cute. So what do you think? Are you going to try this? Does it look like fun? Let me know your thoughts by leaving me a comment below. I would love to get your feedback. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye!